Hey guys, it's Sam, and today I'm going to try out something kind of new, but not like a new idea. People have been doing tier ranking videos on YouTube for years, but I haven't really done anything outside of books on my other booktube channel, and I was like, you know what? With all this spare time that I have and just being bored, I just want to do like a bunch of tier ranking videos for various things. So today I'm filming 3 different ones, but today is going to be all the MCU Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. So I thought that'd be kind of fun. I've been seeing people just like posting these on Twitter and stuff, and I just want to like do this video kind of like I did with the books one on my booktube channel and talk about my opinions. Again, these are all my opinions. If you like some of these movies more than I do, that's totally fine. Like, I don't care to fight with anyone about it. Like, it's not that serious. It's not a kind of hill I want to die on, but I just think it's going to be kind of fun, and it's something I want to do. It's kind of like similar in feeling to like playing The Sims or like everyone playing Animal Crossing right now. Like, I just want to like make sort of mindless, I guess, content about stuff I like talking about. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do one for Grey's Anatomy ships, because I saw people doing that one, and then probably the Vampire Diaries as well. If you guys want me to keep doing these, they're super easy to make, so I totally can. Today I happened to do some eye makeup before filming this, because I filmed a Get Ready With Me talking about The Witcher. So if that's already up and edited, I will link that video on the screen. But that's why I have eye makeup on, but usually I probably wouldn't if I did more of these. But if you guys have any other tier ranking things you want me to do, just comment them down below and let me know. I am using the site Tier Maker, but that is not sponsored or anything. It's just a free site people use to post these kinds of things online all the time. So again, like, not sponsored, but if you guys have some more things that you think I could do, and I would only obviously do ones that I had the ability to do, like things that I've seen or things I have an opinion on. If I'm gonna do one that's like I haven't read or seen or watched or have feelings about most of these things, it's not gonna work. But if you have ones that you think I could do, definitely comment them down below. Check out the Tier Maker website, because then you can actually ask for categories that I could do, because some things might not have tier makings already listed. I'm gonna get into this. The text on these is so tiny. So the first one on here is Avengers Age of Ultron. That was, oh gosh, would it go in bad or shit? Honestly, it might go in shit. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say bad. It introduces like Wanda and them, but this is when it first started to become clear that the Avengers movies that was like the whole cast is going to get really difficult to kind of give appropriate time to everybody, because there's so many characters that were going to be in it. Although that's not necessarily true for some of the later ones, but anyway. So it was bad. I did not like what they did to Quicksilver. Like, it did him so dirty. Makes me so angry. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I hated what they did with Black Widow and the Hulk. That romance was horrible and not necessary, and maybe I'll talk later on about how I feel about the people that she should have been with, or the person she should have been with, in my opinion, that they could have put in the movies. But it was just bad. And I actually don't think I've rewatched it since seeing it in theaters. I think I saw it the once, and maybe I've caught like snippets on TV, but I could not care less. Ant-Man I actually haven't seen. If the second Ant-Man's on here, I can't see if the second Ant-Man's on here right now. I haven't seen either of the Ant-Man movies. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I know some people are gonna be like kind of mad at me whenever I mention this. People get like a little annoyed. I just don't have any interest, and I honestly haven't missed out on anything, because I've been able to watch all the other movies and like not miss anything. Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd. He sort of acts like himself in those movies. I'm totally fine with him in the like giant Avengers movies, and I saw the little end scene to Ant-Man and the Wasp so that I could kind of understand Infinity War and like where he was, but like I didn't need the movies for it. I hear they're fun, whatever. Like, I just don't care. I just never wanted to watch them, and I haven't. Oh, it's right there. The second one's right there. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Okay, taken care of. And this looks like this is the first Avengers Assemble. That one, looking back, there's some like sort of issues, but it was good back in the day. Like, it was great, I think. So I really like that first Avengers movie. It still gives me a lot of feelings. I loved Loki as the villain. Like, there's just so many things that, like, looking back, it's almost like the first season of a TV show when you're like, they're babies and they don't know the things they're gonna have to overcome in the future. But like, then again, so good. And I just think it was a classic. It was like the originals. It was just, I have feelings about the originals. Ooh, Black Panther. I feel like Black Panther almost deserves to be in a tier between great and God tier for me, because it's not quite God tier, because I have some ones that I think are going to go in God tier. Oh, but is it God tier? It might be God tier. I don't know. Actually, okay. With this under consideration, I feel like we could put original Avengers in good tier. almost between like good and great. And then Black Panther goes in great because I do think Black Panther and a couple other movies that I would put in the same category as Black Panther are better than the original Avengers Assemble. But Avengers Assemble is like very good. I almost feel like if we're comparing this to book rankings, good tier is actually like a 4-star and great tier is a 5-star, and then God tier is like if I could give this more than 5 stars I would. If that makes sense. So that you don't think I'm like shading the original Avengers movie. I really like it. And then is this the original Captain America movie? It's so hard to see these little movie posters. I would put the original Captain America in the great tier. This is not letting me, why is it doing that? I love, of all of the original movies introducing all of the characters, besides Black Widow, who's getting a movie now, whatever. Those movies, Captain America was my favorite. Captain America, like the First Soldier, whatever it's called, was my favorite. I've watched that one so many times. I feel like it's a very good standalone movie in my opinion. I know a lot of people feel like the Iron Man movies are their best like standalone movies. In my opinion, I liked Captain America way more. I liked the arc. Captain America might be my favorite of like the original Avengers, like back in like the first wave or the first like era of movies. Like he was my favorite of all of them. Things have evolved since then. There's so many more characters now, but he was my favorite of like the originals back then. It all gets so complicated, right? Because it's been like so many years of movies and there's like things you have to sort of like qualify, but he was my fave from the get-go. I love his romance with Peggy in that. Like I just love it. It's like a historical, it's just, I just love a lot of things. Is Red Skull kind of like corny a bit? Yeah, but like I just love that one. Captain Marvel, this is gonna give me some shade, I think. I would put Captain Marvel personally for my enjoyment in the okay tier. So the thing with Captain Marvel is I love her as a character and I think I'm gonna love her even more as the movies go on and as she becomes like part of the main group now that we have like this final era done and some of the characters from the first like gone. But her movie just like didn't hit for me very well. Like I didn't dislike it, but it was just like, it was fine. Like it was okay. I like her powers. I don't care that she's like super overpowered or anything. Like I don't think she's overpowered. I think she's great. I liked a lot of things about it, but like I don't really care to rewatch her movie ever. I might at some point, again, if it's like on TV, but I just didn't find myself like connecting to the movie experience for her. It was just like fun and okay. And I want her more with like all of the other Avengers and like doing stuff and like all of that. So I like her character, but her movie, I almost feel like it came too late. Like I know it needed to come when it came because again, she's part of like the second wave of all of these, I don't even know what they call all of these like different cycles, but I know she's going to be more important as the MCU goes on, but it almost felt like a movie that should have come out when like the rest of the other like originals came out, even though I know she wasn't part of the original group, if that makes sense. Captain America Civil War. Civil War, I feel like is probably gonna go, only seen Civil War the once, so I think I put this in the good tier. Maybe I've seen it twice. I think I'm gonna put it in the good tier. I know a lot of people put it like great. I think it's just, again, because I only saw it the once. This was the one really, I mean, even after Age of Ultron, this was the one when I was like, wow, it's so hard to get all these characters all together on one screen and have enough time for all of them. Like it's just a lot. Also, some of the things that happened with Civil War, like some of the choices that the characters made, like sometimes they didn't quite make sense. What I liked about Civil War is what I wanted for the Black Widow romance. I wanted her and Bucky. Her and Bucky, or the Winter Soldier, are together in the comics, or they have been, whatever. They have history because they both were part of like the, I guess was it Hydra technically? And like just like the Soviet like assassin machines and stuff. And you could have done so much with that. And there's a moment in Civil War where Bucky is like fighting her and she taps him almost in a way that looks like a training thing, like they would do in training, like let up. And she's like, the least you could do is remember me. And it's such a good thing they planted that they could have followed as far as like they were together. And there's just things in that movie where it's like he goes after her at one point and she's like, don't follow that thread. And like all the things that she said about him that could have made the Winter Widow romance a thing in the MCU and they didn't, and I'm pissed at them. Anyway, so good tier. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange has its problems. I only ever saw it the once right before Infinity War so I could watch Infinity War and like understand and know who he was. But it's definitely like, it's between like okay and bad. It's bad because of some of like the obvious like race things that we have going on and like culture stuff, but I didn't hate it. I'll probably put it in okay. It's almost between like okay and bad. Like, I think Captain Marvel is better, but they're in the same category right now. But I think Captain Marvel is better, but I didn't dislike Doctor Strange as much as I disliked Age of Ultron. So yeah, and I think Benedict Cumberbatch is actually a pretty decent choice for him, but his character is just like awful. Like Doctor Strange in his movie especially, that he's just like an awful character. I like him better when he's around the other Avengers. I think he's really fun. Is this one Infinity War or Endgame? I can't even see properly. Okay, I literally can't tell between this one and this one, like which one is Endgame. I think this one is Endgame because I wanted to say that Endgame had like a purple on it. Yes, that one is Endgame because this one has to be Infinity War, right? Okay, my camera battery died for a second, so I got a chance to look up the cover. So yes, this one is Endgame and this one is Infinity War. Okay, so I'm going to put Endgame. It feels weird to talk about Endgame before I'm talking about some of these other ones. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for Endgame and Infinity War and talk about some of these other ones because it feels weird to go way back to some of these original ones after I've already talked about Endgame and Infinity War. That's weird. I was having a hard time again seeing these posters. So I think this one's Guardians of the Galaxy 1, this one's Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Guardians of the Galaxy 1, I really don't like it. I think I'm putting shit tier. I don't like it. Okay, so a lot of people are gonna be mad at me for this one too. I have a lot of like controversial opinions about Marvel movies. So I don't like the Guardians movies that much. I get so frustrated with them. I don't like what they do where there's like so much comedic relief in it so that like ruins serious moments with like jokes and stuff. I don't tend to like the jokes that are in there. I hate Peter Quill. I hate him. I hate his relationship with Gamora. She deserves better. I hate Peter Quill. I just don't like Chris Pratt, I think, in anything anymore. Like, I just hate him. I hated him. I'm gonna talk about him in Infinity War, but like, I hate him. He sucks. He's like this little man baby, and he's just like every awful gatekeeping male straight white nerd ever. He's just, oh, I don't like him. So I did not like the first Guardians movie. Now, the second Guardians movie, I would say, would be probably somewhere between like okay and good. I liked it more. Why does this keep doing this for category? I'm gonna say okay. I liked it more, but I still have a lot of just like, ugh, with some of the like Guardians movies. But the Guardians 2 movie definitely had more heart for me. It could be either okay or good for me, honestly. I've watched it and seen it like a few times on TV now, but Peter Quill is still the fucking worst. And like, I don't want to see him. I only, like in the first movie, in the first Guardians, I only cared about Groot and Rocket. Those are my favorite characters of the Guardians characters. I only care about them. And in the second movie, like I still kind of only care about them, but I liked his relationship with the like adoptive dad, the blue guy, like a little bit. And like some of that stuff was really good, but they're still like, I just don't like them very much. The original Spider-Man movie, I think it is. I've only seen this the once and I've kind of forgotten about it, but I do like Tom Holland, that's his name, as Spider-Man. He's very cute. But I saw that one after I saw Infinity War and Endgame, I want to say. At least Infinity War. And it was like just okay. It's cute. Like I want to keep watching him. I want to watch, I think Homecoming is the second one, but I wasn't like obsessed. Okay, so the first like original Hulk movie is, well, this is not even the first one. This is the one with Edward Norton. I haven't seen this in forever, and it is like, it is categorically like bad, but like I don't hate it. It's just really hard to make a Hulk movie. I actually think it's okay. I actually liked Edward Norton as the Hulk. Honestly, this would go between like okay and bad because I know like it's not a good movie, but I liked Edward Norton as the Hulk. I like what they tried to do with him as the Hulk and kind of like bring it more into like the, you know, the fold, but like it's just hard to make a Hulk movie, like, because it's just like you just want him to be smashing things, but the collateral damage that he does is just like so much. Okay, is this Iron Man 2 and this is Iron Man, or is this Iron Man 3? Iron Man 2? Oh my god, I hate this. Okay, none of these look like the poster that I have in front of me. Iron Man 3 poster. Okay, so the down one, okay. That's the one. This is frustrating. I can't see these posters. Okay, so this is Iron Man 3, this is Iron Man 2, this is Iron Man 1. Let's just do it in the actual order. Iron Man 1 is like obviously a good movie. It's decent. I like it. I've seen it the most because it's the first one that came out. It's good. I don't have any like super connection to Iron Man. like before this came out, but I grew to like him with that one. 2 and 3, like I've only seen them once. I think I'm gonna put those both in the okay tier. Oh gosh, it's been so long since I've seen them that I'm just kind of like, meh. I did like how, I think it was 3. I want to say it was 3. It was 2 or 3. When they showed his PTSD from the stuff that happened in the original Avengers movie. Like, that's great, but I'm gonna put them in like the okay tier. They're just kind of fine. And then Thor, we have to work our way up. Oh, and then there's just random, okay, so that has to be what, Winter Soldier? Winter Soldier, let's do Winter Soldier because that's been like left out. I would say Winter Soldier feels so different because it's almost like a, like, spy movie, you know? Like, it just feels different. Is that the one that she does the tap one in? I could have been mixing up Winter Soldier and Civil War for when some of the Bucky Natasha potential ship moments happen. But I think I would put that maybe in good. I think that makes sense for me. Some of these I haven't seen over and over again, or I've seen them in like bits and pieces. Okay, so now Thor. This is original Thor and this is Dark World, right? That's what I'm gonna say. That Dark World. I think that's Dark World. The way these are set up make no sense. You should be in chronological order and I'm mad at it. Okay, so I'm gonna say that this is the original Thor. The original Thor, I think, was like fine. Like, it was okay. I'm just like, okay. It was a little over the top, a little bit cheesy, but it kind of has to be. It was okay. It showed some backstory. It was the setup for a lot of the stuff happening in the original Avengers. It was okay. Thor Dark World was like between bad and shit. Honestly, it was probably shit. I barely remember it. It was like so bad, but I don't know. Maybe it was just bad because it had some good like Loki moments, right? And that's what we're all here for. Am I right? Am I right? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, Thor Ragnarok, the moment we've all been waiting for. Thor Ragnarok goes in God tier. Thor Ragnarok is my favorite of all the Marvel movies. I saw it way after it came out. Like almost a year, I want to say, but it's so good. It is a bisexual dream. Everything looks amazing. All the characters look amazing. This got me invested in Thor. I was so invested in Thor after this, and he wasn't my favorite of all the characters, but like after Thor Ragnarok, he absolutely was. That movie is flawless. I could watch it over and over again. It's so good and gives me so many feelings. However, it's very hard to kind of go back now because of what they tried to do to him in Infinity War and especially Endgame. That has me so mad. But I'm hopeful that things will come back together. The same director is directing the like Thor / Guardians movie that's coming out. So I have faith, but that movie was just so good. I mean, again, so connected. The themes there, the villain, him and Loki, like all of it is so good. Okay, now Avengers Infinity War. I would say purely for the feels, I might also put Infinity War in God tier. Oh man. Okay, so the thing is, as I watched Infinity War and Ragnarok, like back to back, I watched Ragnarok first and then Infinity War, like within a week. So I had a lot of feelings about it. I was going through a period of time that I needed to cry a lot because I had a friend that had just died. And I have this like very visceral, close reaction to it. Like the moments when you are seeing all of them turn to dust, I'm like a sobbing, hysterical mess. So I would say for me, it kind of like, it's Infinity War is below Ragnarok for me, but it's above probably Black Panther and Captain America because you have like all of the characters and like all this payoff and like all this build up. So I'm gonna put them in God tier because again, it is just like the culmination of all of it. For me, I almost, like now we're gonna talk about Endgame. For me, that was like the culmination of all of this time for me, is like Infinity War and everything. It was, I felt it was so good. I really liked it. And it felt like, I mean, it had all of the like pain and the loss of like a finale and all of that in a way that I just really liked. It didn't feel like cheap. I knew those characters like were gonna end up coming back, obviously, but I really liked that one. So again, below Ragnarok, but still above like Black Panther and Captain America, in my opinion. Endgame is almost impossible for me to rank like well, because there's parts of it that go in the bad and shit area and parts of it that go in like the good to great area. I'm personally gonna put it in my feelings. It's probably between like okay and bad if we're gonna really like balance things out. You know, I'm gonna put him bad. I don't know, like I'm angry still at Endgame. So I think this didn't have the payoff. The like time travel thing is like whatever. I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't as strong as Infinity War. I feel like what they did to Thor's character was garbage and shit. And I'm angry, especially with all the like the themes of Ragnarok. It's like they tried to undo so much about Ragnarok, and like they did in Infinity War 2 with like, you know, destroying most of his people, which is just like what the fuck. But like they just kept kicking Thor when he's down, and I just grew to like love him so much. I liked mostly the ending with Steve because I do love Steve and Peggy so much, and he always wanted to get back to her, and there's the theme like throughout is that he's this guy that's like stuck out of time. He always wanted to like go back, you know what I mean? Like he just like he's just like from a different era, and it's pounded into your head over and over, and I just think that does make sense, although I'm sad because I would have liked to have seen him, you know, still be like around, but I did like the handing off of the shield and all this stuff. I'm not like a Stucky shipper, so like it didn't hurt me the way that it hurt other people. The things that they did to Black Widow were garbage. They just did Black Widow so dirty throughout the entire thing, and her being killed off for fucking Hawkeye, who was just a shitbag. Like, it hurts me on so many levels, and I don't even want to get into it like in detail. I'm okay with the Robert Downey, I mean I call it Robert Downey, the Iron Man send-off. I mean they're like the same person. I mean like I cried at some of that stuff. Like I cried at some things. I cried when they all came back through like the portals and Captain America's like Avengers Assemble and he has, you know, like the Thor hammer and like so much stuff. Like that was so good. Oh, I didn't even mention in Infinity War, I really ship Vision and Wanda. So the stuff in Infinity War, Vision and Wanda was so good. And even like there was parts in Endgame, you know, where she like comes back and she's fighting Thanos and she's like, you know, I hate you. And he's like, I don't even know you. And she's like, you will. Like that stuff was so good. The sort of pandering moment of all the female superheroes was like a mix where I was like, I love it in the moment, but then I thought about it and I was like, but fuck you because of what you just did to Black Widow. Like, it's just a mix of a lot of things. And some of it felt like really cheap, and I'm still really mad at it as like a not just fulfilling finale for me. Like, I don't think that finale was very good. There was parts of it that were good and parts of it that I liked, but there was also a lot of things that I didn't like, and I thought Infinity War was like leaps and bounds better. So here is my finished, completed tier ranking. Again, I like a good, you know, like nice bell curve, you know? So it makes sense that like most of the movies are in the okay tier, and then there's some that skew to like bad and crap, but like mostly in the good to okay section. I am happy with this. I mean, there's some of these that I probably should rewatch, but I'm not like a Marvel super stan, but I've seen almost all of them besides the Ant-Mans. And I mean, I really love Thor Ragnarok, man. Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, like all the ones that are in the great and God tier, I will gladly rewatch over and over. Good tier, if it's like on TV, I'll watch it, but I won't go out of my way to watch it. Great and God tier, I will like purchase if I couldn't get it on like some other streaming service to watch. But good and below, it's like, oh, if it's on TV, I'll watch it. And bad and shit, I'm like turning the channel. All right, so that is it for my tier ranking of these movies. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on the Marvel movies. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.